Okay, how's that? If you can hear me, say something in the chat right now. And I shall wait a few seconds, see if anybody answers. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Alright, cool. You guys can hear me. Well, what you didn't hear before was I was explaining that I'm using not StreamYards, I'm using OBS now to live stream. So I'm still trying to figure all that stuff out. So the sound not working was one of them. So this is how the sausage is being made. And now my tablet's giving me problems and difficulties. Let's see here. Let me see if I can't resolve them. But I hope you guys are doing good. Let's see here. I think I know what the dealio is on my tablet. It's one stupid app in particular which is giving me the problems. Where are you? Come on, quit messing around. There you are. Uninstall. Uninstalling. Let's see if that resolves the issue. Okay, it's gone. And look, the issue is resolved. Wait, no, it's not. Oh well. Anyway, deal with that another day. For now, I must ink. Skip. All right. Yeah, if you guys don't know already, as you can see on the bottom of the screen, there is there's a ticker, a banner going across the bottom of the screen, talking about purchasing Secret Comics Presents, which is the comic book that I am currently drawing with author Nasser Abadi, and yeah, we're coming to the halfway point in terms of how much time is left in the campaign. The campaign ends in the middle of May, and we have 13 days until we reach the midway point for the campaign. So right now we have raised $2,000 of the $6,000 that we need, so it'd be very cool if we were able to at least reach the halfway point in terms of funding within 13 days, so that we will be on track to make our final goal, funding goal. So if you guys have not purchased a book yet, or purchased any of the tiers, I strongly encourage you to do so. It would greatly help us in terms of the funding, and also you know, it's it just, you know, we need the support of the viewers to help us reach our goal. So if you would, please click the link that Nasser is putting in the chat. It's also in the description. Just go to www.secret-comics.com and buy a book or 3. You can get them as cheap as $8 per signed copy. Each book will be signed by Nasser, the author, and there are a lot of other tiers you can purchase. So yeah, just give it a look. You can buy original art, original pages from the comic, and other stuff. So please, please, please support our book, support our endeavor, because we can't do it without you. I can draw it, Nasser can write it, but if you guys don't purchase it, it cannot be printed. So we need your help. Heartbreaker says, we can hear you, my brother. I've been watching the Boondocks for a few days now. It's so good. I'm buying the whole series for $35, which it normally goes for like 100 on Amazon and like 60 to 70 on eBay. I found it for 35, 75 on eBay. I'm going to get it. It's going to be awesome. Huey Freeman is one of the main characters on the show, which is one of the main characters of the show, is my secondary character of all fiction now. Yeah, Boondocks is a very, very, very funny show. If you guys have not seen it, and if you are of age, is a cartoon that I would recommend. It's extremely funny, extremely politically incorrect, which is part of what makes it so funny. But it's also has a lot of great social commentary and stuff on it. I'm going to get a tattoo of them holding a pellet gun on my arm one day because I love his character so much. Eric Hawkins says, "Oh, nice. Has a Bart Sears vibe." It does? Huh. Maybe the mouth. Yeah, I guess I can see it like Bart Sears in the mouth. He tended to draw. I mean, if you guys don't know who Bart Sears is, I guess he's still active. I don't know what he draws now. But back in the 90s, he was a big comic book artist back in the 90s. And his thing was drawing like uber muscular men. I mean, he made his characters, I guess his women too, look like they're on like super steroids. I mean, you have someone like Superman. Bart Sears would draw Superman and then like buff him up even more, so he was almost like ridiculously huge. He would draw all the veins and stuff, and a very interesting style. But yeah, he would the mouths would be very muscular as well. So I mean, yeah, so I can see where you're coming from. Heartbreaker says Uncle Ruckus is really the only person on the show who is kind of out there with his opinion on race. LOL. Well, they're all. It's not a. It is not. It is not a show for the weak-hearted, or for the overly sensitive. Let me put it that way. I mean, all the commentary on race in the Boondocks. If you don't have a if you're not actually open-minded, the show will offend you. So, I mean, a lot of people say they're open-minded, but, if they hear an opinion they don't like, their mind magically shuts tighter than a drum. I mean, Boondocks is a show for people who are actually open-minded and aren't afraid to hear opinions that they don't agree with. So, it's a great show. I recommend it to any most rational adults. Eric Hawkins says, exactly, it's a mouth. Heartbreaker said, if I had you on Facebook, I would share with you the picture that I'm going to get tattooed on my left arm. I just looked up on Google tattoos of Huey Freeman, and that was my favorite. Yeah, just make sure the artist is good, whoever tattoos you, because you don't want like a crappy drawing of Huey Freeman on your arm for the rest of your life. Heartbreaker says, it does really offend me because everything written on the show is written by a black guy. So, yeah, that's funny. All right. Let's see. Hmm. Huh.
NBS, you're now 7660 WEAF, New York.
Hmm. Oh, I meant to say it doesn't offend me. My phone messes up a lot. Okay, gotcha. It doesn't offend you because everything written on the show is written by a black guy. Gotcha. So, are you drawing this for the winner of your contest? No, I'm drawing this. This is a commission that I got on Friday, and the purchaser of the art asked that I draw one of 3 characters. Well, she said she just wanted to leave it up to me, but then I said, well, name 3 characters that you like, and then I'll pick one. So she named who did she name? She named Wolverine, she named Silver Surfer, and she named another character. I don't remember the other third character's name, but yeah, she gave me a choice between Wolverine, Silver Surfer, and who was it? I'd have to look again. But so I chose Wolverine. Not necessarily because he was the easiest to draw. I mean, Silver Surfer is he's pretty easy to draw. He's basically just a bald head. But I don't know. Wolverine, he has expressions. The Silver Surfer doesn't really give expressions much. He's pretty placid. So I figured that Wolverine would be more interesting to draw because he emotes. Let's see. Heartbreaker says, I do not know when you guys end in May, but I plan on getting a job in May. And if you guys are still going after I get my first paycheck, I'll pay for some convention artwork. Cool. Awesome. Well, the campaign ends on May 12th. So it ends basically the second week in May. So I mean, I don't know when you get paid, but that's how much time you have. But even if you don't get a convention sketch, I mean, or a head sketch, just buy a copy of the comic. It costs $8. So if you can scrounge up $8 between now and May 12th, we'll send you a signed comic book. This pen is drying out. I think I noted that last time, but I tend to be a sort of a art miser in the sense that I like to use I don't tend to be that way with all my stuff. I like to use it until it's actually dead before I swap it out. Try to get every last ounce of use out of it. I'm utilitarian. I guess that's probably the proper word for it, but I don't like throwing things away if they still have use. So I just want to make sure this is actually dried out before and I won't throw this away. I'm just going to refill it. So make sure all the juice is gone, even though it won't be for the campaign. Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't read the first part. I'm probably not going to get my first paycheck by May 12th. I'm sorry. I'll still pay for some commission artwork, even if it won't be for the campaign. Okay, cool. That's awesome. I'll be here. I'm not going anywhere. And if you haven't already, please like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please share this live stream out to Twitter and Facebook. Let people know that I am drawing. And please subscribe to my channel. That would be very awesome. And make sure you hit the bell for notifications. And when you hit the bell, make sure that you have it set for all notifications, not some. But make sure that the notifications are set for all. Hey, Lady Celtic Moon, how you doing? Good seeing you. Hope you're doing well. Alright. Let's see. Oh no! Lady Celtic Moon says I have a small fever. That is not good, Lady Celtic Moon. I'm hoping that you are staying coronavirus free. Especially now. I mean, normally I wouldn't worry about a small fever, but nowadays it's a very can be very worrisome. So please take care of yourself. And please, I hope you have, folks that are in touch with you, so that, if things get worse, they can help you out. Heartbreaker says, I just got my first laptop. I downloaded Spotify and Steam. I'm playing some Team Fortress 2, so I'm probably going to have to exit the stream in a little while. Okay, that's cool. You can catch the stream later on. I will leave it up on the internet for you. Yeah, I've been going out very rarely. I go to the store once a week, get groceries, and if I have to go and get supplies or something, I'll go out. But generally, well, I tend to be a homebody anyway, so maybe it's not that new for me, not that unusual. I pretty much keep the same schedule, I guess. I go out when I need to, and then I come home. Because home is where all my stuff is. I don't really feel that much of a need to hang out, go out. Now I'm trying to do my shorthand pine trees. Heartbreaker says, how long are you going to be streaming? By the way, by either stream for over an hour, I'll be back. I mean, I'm sure. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna be streaming until I get the artwork done. So, and after I do this, I'm probably gonna start another one. So, yeah, I'll probably be here in an hour, I'm guessing. So, go do what you need to do, and then come on back, and we'll likely be here. There we go. Trying to figure out the best way to hold the pen so I can get the look I want. Hmm. Huh. It's just tricky getting the right grip on the pen to get it to. Weird. Been a fair amount of time this week in trying to learn OBS, and I don't know, getting learned some things, but just need to keep playing with it, keep fiddling with it, see what else I can get out of it. One thing I want to learn is how to have multiple people on a stream at once. So. Ooh. Eric Hawkins says the ticker at the bottom looks good. Oh, thanks. Yeah, it's just I'm just trying to. I just want to make it visually appealing, not obtrusive. I'm just playing with them with some things, and hopefully over the next days and weeks, it'll start to look better. It's just it's a question of learning how it all works. So a lot of stuff that I'm not familiar with. That a learning curve is, at least for me, it's kind of steep because I'm not used to. I'm used to sort of live streaming and having the software do it for me, and not sort of doing it from scratch, which is what OBS kind of is. I mean, you have to put all the elements together and then live stream and hope it all works. So I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos this weekend, with tips and little snippets of information that I'm trying to pull together. Hey, the metal, how you doing? Ahoy to you as well. Hope you're doing good. I've gotten as far as getting my logo on my OBS. Still trying to figure out the ticker. The ticker is easy. Well, again, I got all this from YouTube videos. Basically, the ticker is you click on the well, you have the scenes, and then you have the elements of each scene. Go into the element part, create a new element, and choose type as the part that you want, and that allows you to, of course, type on on the screen. Once you have whatever you want typed in, then go back to, you've now created a type element, and right click on that type element in, on the word type element, in your, not the actual frame, but at the bottom of the screen. Just right click that part, and then hit, I think it's either properties or what's the word I'm looking for? Properties or filters. I think you click on filters. Yeah, click on filters, and then at that point there's a scroll option, and choose the scrolling option, and that will allow you to scroll the type you just made across the screen. You can scroll it horizontally or vertically, or both at the same time, at which point it will be scrolling diagonally. But yeah, like I said, they're just little tips like that I found on YouTube that I guess are fairly simple, but unless you know how to access them, they're just confusing. So Heartbreaker says I'm back. The game was glitching out, so I'm going to find a way to connect my controller. I don't like using a mouse on a laptop because sometimes some of the controllers you can't use on a laptop. Metal says I'm doing create. Oh, you're doing great. The paperback version of my novel just went live on Amazon tonight. Oh wow, cool, very exciting, very, very cool. Eric Hawkins says, awesome, Metal, what's the name of the book? Yeah, what is the name of the book? And if you would, put a link in the chat so we can all check it out and purchase it if possible. That would be very cool. I'm sure everybody would love to see the book that the Metal has written. Nasser Abadi is very thoughtfully putting the link to Secret Comics Presents in the chat. If you haven't already done so, please click that link and support the book, support my art, support Nasser's writing, and buy a copy of the book. It is a horror anthology with 4 stories over 20 pages, over the course of 20 pages. Hmm. I don't know why I'm yawning. I got plenty of sleep today. This is very, very strange, very strange. Give me a second, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. My eyes just started wigging out on me. I don't know why. It started burning. Very odd. Oh yeah, one cool thing I figured out was how to have the number of viewers shown on the live stream right there in the corner. I thought that was pretty cool. That's kind of neat. I was very excited when I saw that I could do that. It's like, oh wow, cool. I'm very easily impressed by simple things, and that impressed me. I was like, neat. Uh, uh, Interesting, interesting, interesting. Hmm. Alright. Let's see here. Bullet says Wolverines. Yes, Wolverines. Heartbreaker says for the Ultimate Edition I need $20. Ultimate Edition of what? I want the regular edition. Will $10? But I want the old. Okay, he's talking about a game. Which game? Okay. Can we? Well, it says, can we remake Red Dawn but just add Wolverine? Yeah, it'd be a very short movie. Um, the Metal says his book is called X Dynamis Chaos Act 1. It's the original novelized version of the same story I'm adapting into a webcomic. 16 chapters, so 11 ahead of the comic book. Oh, neat. Okay, and he placed a link to X Dynamis Chaos. So everybody, click the link and check it out. Bullet says not enough coffee or cocaine. Let's all go to the mountains. Metal says sure, I love camping in the mountains. The powder is fine. Cool, 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 cool. I feel like Bob Ross here, working on trees and trying not to make happy accidents. Or if I do make a happy accident, to make it look like I intentionally wanted to do that. So I'm gonna call on my inner Bob Ross. Try to be one with the brush pen. Oh man, what is wrong with me? I don't know why my body is like in shutdown mode when I've gotten way too much sleep today. I'm gonna push through it, and I don't care because I know I need to get this work done, and I do not need to go back to bed. Alright. Bullet says, let's hit the slopes. Heartbreaker says, so are you going to color or are you just going to leave it black and white? And it's just a black and white drawing, just pen and ink. Bullet says, now put a tree right in front of Wolverine like Bob Ross would do. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times Bob Ross would be doing a painting. It's like, oh man, that's a great painting. And then he'd like slap a tree like right in the middle of it. And it's just like, oh man, you just ruined it. Why'd you do that? It's like it was looked good the way it was. But, you know, he's Bob Ross, so I can't, what am I going to say? What am I going to do? It's his painting. Can't stop him. Metal says, I could go for a boarding vacation. Maybe rent a group cabin at a lodge and hit the hot tub after shredding the slopes. Yeah, my brother-in-law and his wife live in ski country out in Colorado. And they ski quite a bit during the winter. Heartbreaker says, I love Bob Ross's paintings. I don't really have anything wrong with them. I love Bob Ross in the Boondocks, though. He's so funny. Yeah, but Bob Ross in the Boondocks is it's quite a bit different than the real Bob Ross, I'm guessing. But yeah, that was a very funny episode. Ah, one more tree. We shall see. We shall see. Hurry. Frustrating. It's like my mind wants to do one thing, my body's like rebelling and saying, ah, take a nap, stupid body. It's like, just let me draw. I think that's okay. All right, that's good. Let's see. All right, there we go. It's Wolverine. Let me. Where's my eraser? Dang, burn it. Alright, now to erase some of this pencil so I can see exactly what is hiding underneath. Sometimes a pencil leads me astray, makes me think things are done when they're not done. Ah, there's something that needs to be done. The eye. He leave? Who are you talking about? Lady Celtic Moon. Did who leave? Interesting, interesting, interesting. A lot of pencil smear on this drawing. Alright. Alright, me hearties. Looks okay. Looks okay. Yeah, looks alright. Looks pretty good. Now just sign it, and then it will be done. There you go. There we go. Wolverine. Let's see, can you guys see that? Wolverine. Done. Okay, I will be right back. I'm just gonna have a stretch, and then I'll be back in a few minutes, okay? So, don't go anywhere, don't leave. But I'm gonna start another drawing in a few minutes, just so you guys know what I'm gonna be. Well, actually, I already drew it, I'm just gonna ink it. Or maybe make some changes. But anyway, this is the next one up for drawing. So, have a look-see, and I will get back. Okay, I'm back. Hopefully, not too many of you left. Sorry about that. Well, my tablet died, so that's one thing that left, my tablet. But hopefully the rest of you are still sticking around and ready for me to start working on this guy here, Yogi Bear. I did the drawing, the penciling on Pope Fires at the altar live stream on Saturday, and still need to ink it, so that's what I'm going to do right now after I drink some water. Ah. Blah. Actually, let me do a little more erasing on Wolverine. Let's see. Anything else? I think I got everything. So make sure that it's as pencil free as possible before I mail it off tomorrow to the client. Alright. Bye bye, Wolverine. I'll see you later. Actually, I won't see you later. I'll see you in the mail. Alright. Now, Yogi Bear. Smarter than the average bear. Actually, this is for the comics bear. He commissioned me to draw this, to draw a picture for him on Friday. And I said, well, what do you want me to draw? He said, anything bear related. A bear related headshot. I was like, a bear related headshot? And so, the only thing I could really think of was Yogi Bear. But now that I've drawn him, I've started thinking, it's like, oh man, I could have done, and if he does ask me to do anything else in the future, I will do this. I could have done like a bear version of like Captain America, or like a bear version of Batman or Superman. That would have been cool. But I didn't think of that at the time, and now I'm like, dang it. That would have been fun. But Yogi Bear's fun anyway. I like him. He's a cool character. Yogi and Boo Boo, Cindy Bear, Ranger Smith. They had some good cartoons when I was growing up. Now I don't really like the cartoons that they have for kids now, because they don't seem to be for kids. They seem to be for adults and marketed for kids. And I don't really like that. But you know, I'm an adult, so I just don't watch them. I much rather watch, you know, the cartoons that I kind of grew up with, which I don't know, it's probably nostalgia on my part, but I just find them much less sort of spastic and crazy. Yeah, much more calming and relaxing. Even Bugs Bunny cartoons, which are, you know, kind of nuts, but I don't know. I just find them much more. I don't know. I don't want to say intelligent, but a lot of the cartoons today just seem stupid to me. Nasser is scrolling on Twitter. Nasser's saying good night. Nasser, don't leave, Nasser, no. It's past Nasser's bedtime. Nasser goes to bed around, well, usually goes to bed around 10, so he's up late. He's up past his bedtime. So, well, Nasser, you have a good night. I will see you later. Heartbreaker says, I got you on Facebook. If you want, I will send you the images of the Huey tattoo. Well, just send them to me. Send them to me on Twitter. Just are you on Twitter? Heartbreaker. Send me the images of the Huey tattoo on Twitter. That's probably easiest. As you can see, my Twitter connection will scroll past every few seconds or so. What is my tablet doing? It's going nuts. Dad, burn it. All right, I gotta figure out what I'm doing with this. With this yogi drawing before I start inking it. I want to make sure that the pencils are good before I that's better. Yeah. Before I immortalize them in the ink. Huh, interesting. Alright. Heartbreaker says, I got Twitter. Okay, I will send it to you. Okay, cool. What am I doing? What is up with my tablet? It is being a pain. How old is this tablet? This tablet is... It's almost 7 years old, so maybe that's a problem. It's reached its expiration date, and it's telling me in not so subtle ways that it needs to go into retirement. It's like, I'm old, Jason. I can't keep up with these newfangled websites and these tube thing. Dad-nabbit. I only have 8 megapixels of memory inside of me. Dad, burn it. I can't even connect to the internet. I don't know what the god darn thing you're. Well, can't connect to the internet, but only through Wi-Fi. Unfortunately, they don't make this model anymore, so I can't get an updated version, which is disappointing because it's a good tablet. All right, I think I got Yogi situated. I just want to make sure that he looks the way I want him to look. Man, 8 people are watching. That's awesome. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. If you haven't already, please give this live stream a thumbs up. Please share it out onto Twitter and to Facebook. And also, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell for notifications of future videos. That would be fantastic. I would greatly appreciate it. I want to thank everybody who has already subscribed and who has supported me over the past 18 or so months that I've been on YouTube in terms of this channel. Yeah, I do appreciate it. And I hope everybody will consider supporting and purchasing the comic book that I am illustrating, Secret Comics Presents. You can see information about it down here at the bottom of the screen, scrolling down or scrolling by, and also the link is in the description of this live stream. And hopefully, I don't know if any of my mods are left over, but if they're not putting it in the chat, you can find it in the description of this live stream and also scrolling at the bottom of the screen. So please go over to secret-comics.com and buy a copy of my comic book. It's a horror anthology. So it'll be PG-13. PG-13 plus. Won't be any nudity. Well, won't be any frontal nudity. Let's put it that way. And it won't be any sex. Violence will be. It'll be sort of fantasy violence, I guess you would say. So it's not for children, but it's you know, if you're 13 or older, it should be fine. Heartbreaker says I need to be a mod, bro. I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared about making you a mod right now. Might start throwing in some Boondocks animations into the chat. All right, I think this is okay. Just trying to think. Heartbreaker says, no, I won't, bro. But do not want to. Then that is okay, bro. Oh, yeah. I tend to. I just want to keep my mods to kind of a minimum. So, but I will keep you in mind, Heartbreaker. So, the metal says that's okay. You got a trustworthy wrench already in the chat. Okay, cool. Thank you very much, the metal. It took me a long time to decide to get a mod. Finally, Popefire talked me into doing it a while back. So I think I have a fair number right now. I think I have like 5. It's probably too many for the number of people I have in my chat, but that's okay. That's all right. But I do appreciate everybody who has been supporting my channel, whether you're a mod or not. It's very, very cool, very flattering. It's like, oh wow, people actually want to see me draw. Usually people are just telling me what I did wrong and telling me what to correct, but people actually want to see me draw. They probably want to see me make mistakes, which is not hard because I make mistakes every 5 seconds. So I will give you plenty to look at, plenty of mistakes to look at while I draw. So I was playing like some sort of 60s graphic behind Yogi. Some geometric shapes. Alright, that's good enough. Let me draw Yogi. Let me draw Yogi Bear. Hey. That's my Yogi impression. That's why I stick with drawing and not voice acting. Metal says it's okay because there's often only like 1 or 2 of us in the chat at any point in time, not a too many cooks situation. Yeah. I've been to some live streams where there's like every person in the chat is a mod, and it's like I don't want that many mods. You know, I just want enough mods so that, you know, if I need a link thrown in, I won't have to stop drawing to do it myself. And for that you only need 1 mod, but you know, I guess I want enough mods so that there's likely to always be at least 1 mod in the chat when I'm streaming. That's probably the best way to say it. So if I did, you know, I don't have to just rely on Nasser or on the metal or whoever, you know, they can take a break. They can they can live their lives and not have to you know, worry about modding for me or anyone else. It's just, you know. All right, let's see. Heartbreaker says, I know people like that with the mod thing. Yeah, it's just, I mean, like I said, it's like when I go onto a live stream and like everyone in the chat is a mod, I'm just like, it's like overkill. um, and I know the people who did it, you know, aren't doing it intentionally. People who made all those mods, you know, were just, you know, they needed mods at any given time, and so they just happened to. It's like, oh, this person's a nice person, you know, I'll make them a mod on my channel. You know, and they just didn't think that if you keep doing that, then eventually everybody's a mod, and it just ends up looking cluttered. So. And I don't have to worry about. Yeah, I guess the other thing mods are for is sort of to maintain order in the chat, and I don't have to worry about that because I only have like at most like 8 people in the chat. What do I have now? 7. So yeah, 7 unruly people. I don't really need mods for. Again, people are never unruly in my chat, so you know, mods have it pretty easy. I'm a pretty safe person to mod for. That's a pretty good nose. I like that nose. Mel says, yeah, exactly. Like I catch most streams, but occasionally I got work to do. Yeah, me too. I mean, I used to be, well, I still am. I'm a mod for like Mike Miller, but when I was modding for him, like the first several months, I think I was like the only mod, and I was killing myself like trying to stay up late at night because he's on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast, and it would take me, you know, he'd be up at like midnight over there live streaming, and it'd be 3 o'clock in the morning here, and I was like, dang it, go to bed so I can sleep. And Mike likes to argue with folks sometimes, so you know there'd be times when there would be like people in the chat just sort of trolling them and you know sort of stirring up trouble. So I'd have to control them. I'd have to be posting links at the same time and doing all this stuff, running around, figuratively, and trying to get all this stuff done. It's just me, and I was just like, get more mods. I didn't say that, but I was thinking it. Either that or like go to bed so I can get some sleep. So, but now Mike has a plethora of mods, so now I don't have to worry about it. Well, I still mod for him, but I don't stress that if I'm not there, that you know things are gonna go to heck in a handbasket. You know, I know that he's got plenty of people to carry the weight. Metal says it's like Diller's old streams when it was a Wild West and everyone had to have a wrench to defend themselves against being randomly timed out by other wrenches. That's funny. Yeah, John Dillard. I'm not surprised. John Dillard is a pretty wild guy, so I can see his streams getting out of hand. Heartbreak says that Heartbreaker says, I have mods that are my friends, so I have a lot of them. Yeah. Storm the gates, get the torches, let's be unruly. Seriously. Eric Cox says, Mike likes to argue? What? Yeah, I know, it's hard to believe, but Mike Miller likes to argue. It's shocking. You know, it's almost as shocking as if I told you that Ethan Van Sciver likes to make fun of people and troll them and mock them as well. It's uncanny. It's hard to believe, but it is true. Alright. Eric Hawkins says, what? Ethan makes fun of people? Say it ain't so, Joe. It is so. And don't call me Joe. Uh, but, yeah. Yeah. I know, it's hard to believe. I'm sure it's just a crazy rumor. Let's see. Alright. The only hard part about drawing is not screwing things up. So, other than that, it's easy. Other than the not screwing things up part, drawing is easy. It only takes several decades to have a better than even chance of not screwing things up. So, at least for me, it's taken me that long, and I'm still hoping that I don't screw things up. Yep, just did. See? Hmm. Hmm. Hey, Lady Celtic Moon, good seeing you. Again. I'm very flattered that you keep coming back. You must be a glutton for punishment if you keep coming back to watch me draw. I do appreciate it. I'm drawing Yogi Bear now, rather inking him, so hopefully this will please the comics bear. Let's see. Aaron Hawkins says, years ago, did you ever imagine the comic industry was so full of juvenile tools? When you only read their stuff or rarely saw them at a convention, we had no idea what lurked behind the curtains. Well, okay, I first got an idea of what comic book people were like. You know, 'cause like everyone else, I loved comic books growing up, and I was a huge fan of so many of these guys, so many of these artists and writers. And I was like, oh my gosh, these guys are so cool. And then I started subscribing to the Comic Buyer's Guide. Some of you may be familiar with that. It's been around for decades. I mean, I think they started back in the 60s, late 60s. The Comic Buyer's Guide was a weekly. I don't know if it's still weekly. It might be monthly now or even quarterly. But for decades, it was a weekly newspaper, and it was thick. It was like a big newspaper dedicated to comic books, and it was pretty much the only way I could find out regularly about what was going on in comic books. You know, they had monthly magazines. I'm going like before the days of Wizard. This is back in the 80s. I mean, they had monthly magazines, but they didn't really talk that much about the sort of the nitty gritty about comic books. the Comic Buyer's Guide did, and it was a really cool magazine. I loved it. Not magazine, but newspaper. It was on newsprint, looked like a newspaper. It was cool. But the thing is that a lot of the articles were written by comic book folk. Writers like Peter David. He had his own article. He had his own column in it. Tony Isabella, the creator of Black Lightning, had his own column in it. A lot of the bigger names were working. Had little columns in a Comic Buyer's Guide, and so I would read their articles every week. I noticed, and at the time I was a teenager. I was 16, 15, 16, 17, reading these articles. I realized over time that the articles were becoming more and more political, and after a while I started thinking, it's like, what does this have to do with, they would start making like snide remarks about politicians, and I didn't care. I couldn't care less about politics. I just wanted to read about the X-Men and Spider-Man and Batman and whoever. I wanted to read what they were going to be doing, what Peter David was going to be doing in the Hulk. Okay, I wanted to read that stuff, but they would use these articles as opportunities to start whining or waxing poetic about their political beliefs, and it really started to annoy the heck out of me. And after a while, it's over the course of years, because I was a subscriber to the Comic Buyer, because it was a really good periodical, a weekly periodical. I was a subscriber for years. I finally dropped it because it got so sick of every freaking week. It'd be 80% good, really good comic book information about conventions, about people going to conventions, and the people who'd be showing up there. But the other 20% would be just more garbage that I either didn't care about or would just annoy me about their political or socio-political beliefs. And I was just I'm not paying money for this. And that was the first time that I got an inkling about, and another thing I noted was that they all had the same beliefs. They all had the same, I guess what I would call now, sort of left-wing political beliefs. There was no one who expressed beliefs that veered from that. And after a while, it got to a point where I dropped my subscription because it annoyed me to the point where I didn't want to pay for it anymore. And again, I wasn't into politics at the time, so it more than anything else, it just annoyed me because I didn't want to read about politics. I didn't watch the news, so I didn't care. And when that stuff was filtering into a medium that I only bought to read about comics, it just ticked me off. So I was just like, forget it, I'm done with you guys. But again, this took a number of years for me to get to that point. I think I was probably in my early 20s by the time I finally just like dropped it. But yeah, that was the first time I had an idea that people in the comic book industry were kind of obnoxious, because it wasn't just that they talked about politics. It was that their personalities came across very clearly in their columns. The things they had disdain for, the things that they loved, the things they hated, and just their general. I don't know. I guess I can say the general attitude. It was just kind of. It wasn't friendly. It was like. It was distasteful. I would read their articles and think this guy's kind of a jerk. I wouldn't read their articles and think it's like, oh wow, he's a great person. I had the exact opposite reaction. So yeah. Hawkins is like, yikes! I got Jason riled up. Yeah, because even now, I mean, years later, it still annoys me, you know, because I just want to I just wanted to read comics. I didn't care like who they voted for or what they believed. I just wanted to read good comics, and they kept on shoving that garbage into my view when I didn't want it. It's just like, get that crap out of the way. Just show me superhero stuff. That's all I want, man. That's all I wanted. And now all of comics have been sort of taken over by that nonsense, like the Borg. This sort of stringent socio-political BS has taken over comics, and comics have gone down the toilet ever since. Lady Celtic Moon says, I like watching and listening to what is going on. Okay, well, I'm glad you do. I apologize if my mini rant just now has turned you off. Hopefully it has not, because I just want to draw. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to do anything else. I just want to draw cartoon characters. That's all I want. The Metal says, I grew up around a plethora of pro writers and artists or various mediums. Most of them, in general, are tools. Oh, dang. Some of us are cool like Jason here, but believe me, we're in the minority in the crafts. I hope not. I hope I like to think that the majority of people in the crafts and the arts are cool. It's just that the cool ones keep silent because it's not their personality to be loud and obnoxious. I like to think that the loud, obnoxious ones are the minority, are the screeching minority, and the majority are sort of like the silent majority. So, not to use another political term, but that's what I like to think. Metal says even worse. Lady Cutamu says amen. Heartbreaker says X-Men is the best. Yeah, I love X-Men. Oh my! When I was growing up, X-Men were the best. I don't know about them now. I think they're kind of crappy now. But back in the '80s, especially the early '80s, oh my gosh, with John Byrne and Chris Claremont, and even Dave Cockrum and Chris Claremont. Oh, the best comic. It was so good. I love that comic. I wish it went on forever, but it didn't. The Metal says, even worse than the average writer and artist. Several of my family members are professional musicians. Multiply it by 10 each. Oh, dang. Eric Hawkins says, yes, that is all I wanted to do. Read good comics, see good movies, listen to good music. Now we have to hear what they all think politically. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Lady Kelton Moose says, oh, hon, it's your channel. Okay, well, thanks. I try to keep that stuff to a minimum, unless I have to. Heartbreaker says, that rant is so good. Okay, I gotta go, bro. Sorry. Okay, Heartbreaker. Hopefully you're still here and you can you'll take care. Be safe. Okay, don't take any chances with Corona. I think it's scarier than we might think. The Metal says, nah, most of the cool ones get driven away and get better jobs. Yeah, I think that might be true as well. Though, that is very much changing with how easy self-publishing is these days. Yeah, that's true as well. The good thing about the internet, I guess modern technology, is that you don't need to be a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate in order to put out comics. You can do it on your own. You can crowdfund like Nasser and I are trying. And if you don't know, I have a comic book that I'm drawing right now, Secret Comics Presents. Look down here at the bottom. Go to that website, www.secret-comics.com, and buy a copy. It's only $8. Or you can buy more than that. You can buy head sketches like this, or you can buy original pages. But regardless, yeah, you can crowdfund comics nowadays. You can have web comics that don't cost any money to produce. You just put it up on the internet, and it's basically for free. There are a lot of options out there for creators that were not available 30 years ago. So it's yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Lady Cussing Moon says, "Wish I had a nice voice for internet." A nice voice for internet. I don't know if you have to have one. I think it's I think you're pretty. I mean, I have watched a lot of YouTube videos where people do not have the best voice, and I don't have. I definitely don't have the best voice because I'm not a very good speaker. But I've seen plenty of like really popular YouTube channels, and the people don't have good voices at all. I mean, they're just they're energetic, and I think that more than anything else carries them into popularity. I don't think you have to have a radio voice, if that's what you're talking about, an actual voice as opposed to, or maybe you mean an opinion. Late Country Moon says, "Oh dear, I had an idea to build a fan base. Create the characters on webtoons, and as they come together, bam, they have to buy the book." Yeah, I mean, that's one way to do it. I know this one, well, I keep thinking of this one webcomic that's really popular, or was anyway. I first found it on Facebook, and it was called, what was it called? JL8. Like the number 8, JL8. And it's basically the Justice League as children. Sort of like little Archie. But it's them as kids, and they're all in grade school together. They're all about 8 years old. And who is the artist? It's I can't remember his name. It's like Drew or something. I can't remember. But I think you can find it on Facebook if you just type in JL8 or just type that into Google. And the art is really good. The artist is great. The writing is really good. And he has a really strong following. I'm sure if he crowdfunded a comic book based on it, that he would make a ton. Lady Celtic Moon says, like their backstory. Oh, you're talking about the characters for that book you're talking about. Yeah. The Metal says, honestly, inflection matters the most when it comes to speaking for radio or anything similar. And luckily, inflection is something you can actually work on and improve with little effort. Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah, I tend to get better at speaking. I think the more I do it, it's just a the nerve factor, that nervousness factor that I have to overcome. Because I get really nervous when I have to speak to people.
You mean you'll work on engines and machinery and not think of your own personal safety? Here, shake hands with danger.
Huh, that's interesting. Drat. I messed up the... no, I didn't. I didn't mess up too bad. I messed up the brush pen. The model says, I do amazing with speech up until I get excited about something. Then my brain starts firing off faster than any mouth could rightfully spit the words out, and I trip over my tongue a lot. Yeah. You get too excited, and all of the sort of training and tricks that you know improve speech go out the window. I try to keep in mind not to speak too fast when I'm live streaming, but you know, depending on how excited I get, I forget. Let's see. Oops. Heartbreaker says, I'm going to watch a film called Machete Kill starring Danny Trejo. Yeah, it is a good movie. Very funny movie. The Metal. Whose order is this? Who ordered this one? This was ordered by the Comics Bear, Lady Celtic Moon. So he asked me to draw a bear-related headshot, and so that's what I'm doing. He didn't specify what bear or what he wanted the bear to do. When I asked him, he said, you know, anything bear related. I said, okay. Eric Hawkins says, hey, Poopin' with Ralph just did a video promoting your book. Oh, really? Oh, cool. Oh, fantastic. That's awesome. I'm gonna have to go over there later on and thank him. Poopin' with Ralph. Actually, I saw a video. Actually, I'd never heard of him before until yesterday. And I looked at one of... What video was it? Oh yeah. Okay, I remember now. Yeah, I looked at one of his videos yesterday, and it was kind of funny. It was a funny video. I mean, subject matter wasn't funny, but the concept I thought was humorous. Pooping with Ralph. Ah! I just messed up. See that? That's a mess up. That's a mess up. That's a happy accident. Except I'm not so happy about it. I gotta go back and wipe that out. Dad, burn it. My hand slipped. My hand slipped. I don't like messing up with ink because I can't erase ink. I gotta white it out. Let's see here. Trying to do this so you guys can see it. Eric Hawkins says, leave it. It can be a little nick out of the hat. No, I can't leave it. Oh no. I don't know. We'll see. Eric Hawkins says it was like slow motion. I saw it happening. I was like, oh no, I know. Me too. I was like, it's like a car crash. You can't stop it. It's like, no. Ugh. Terrible. I've been watching the old Doctor Who's on BritBox the last last I guess a few weeks, and ah, it's I love it, but it's also depressing because it makes me realize just how bad Doctor Who has gotten. Over the past, I guess, few years, especially with Jodie Whittaker as the new Doctor, the Doctor. Um, but I mean, because I never saw the. I grew up with watching Tom Baker, but I never saw the earlier Doctors, like William Hartnell and who was the second guy? William Hartnell. My brain just died. Um, Patrick Troughton, and who was the third Doctor? He looked just like Tom Baker, except he had whiter hair. Um, you guys help me out? His son plays Alfred on Gotham. Um, William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, Tom Baker. Oh my gosh, I apologize. But that guy, third Doctor, I hadn't seen their episodes before, and they're so good. They're so good. I'm watching the third Doctor right now. The guy whose name I can't remember, which is embarrassing. But it's just, I mean, they're done so. I shouldn't say so seriously because they're not super serious, but they're pretty freaking serious. I mean, they're not played for laughs. They're not played for chuckles, and I really enjoy them. I'm in the middle of watching. I think it's like the third story, um, and he's dealing with some sort of threat from, the. It's right. I mean, it was filmed in the 1970s, so it was right around the time that we had the moon landing and everything. Um, so this one's about a spaceship that they lost contact with up in space. So they send another spaceship up there to link up with it, and then they lose contact with that spaceship, and it's like it's kind of gripping. It reminds me a lot of another British sci-fi show from the 1950s, which is going back quite a while. Thinking about sci-fi on television. I mean, back in 1953, they had this TV series called Quatermass, and he was sort of like, I think he was basically a precursor to Doctor Who in a sense that he wasn't an alien, but he was like a top scientist here on Earth. He dealt with threats from space, and they made I think they made three or four. Well, they made three in the 50s, three miniseries starring Quatermass back in the 50s, and then they made a fourth one in the 70s, which ended the series. But they were really I mean, I watched them as an adult, and they were pretty intense. They it dealt with like aliens taking over. I mean, a lot of stuff like in John Carpenter's The Thing, that stuff was like in the Quatermass TV series back in like the early 50s. I mean, it's just like really creepy stuff, like aliens taking over like human bodies and like merging them together, and like it's just like, again, special effects were, they weren't that great. It was the 1950s, but it was just the tone and the acting and the what they were. It was the story. The story writing was just really really good for I shouldn't say for that time period, because good writing doesn't have a time period, but for sci-fi on television, I was impressed. I thought it was cool. And I scared everybody off. There's only 3 people left. Oh, there's 5 people left. Okay, cool. But but the old Doctor Who sort of reminded me of the old Quatermass. And where'd my pen go? It's not in my pocket. Okay, that's that one. That's that one. That's that one. Where's my number 1? Where's my number 1 pencil? I mean pen. Oh, here it is. I put it in the stand. Hold up. But yeah, the old Doctor Who's reminded me of the old Quatermass TV series, in the sense that they're very kind of intense. There's no like, well, there's some violence in it. I mean, people get shot and stuff, which is another cool thing. Not cool, but you know, what I guess I'm comparing it to the current Doctor Who. I find the old Doctor Who to be very refreshing because it feels like things are there are things at stake, and I don't get that feeling with the current Doctor Who. And the Celtic Moon is laughing at my losing my drawing instruments. I do that very often. So I lose stuff a lot. All right.
Holy smoke, what's wrong with the hand? It's all white. Looks a little overnourished. Oh, I had to put some Halloween makeup on Ricky's face. Kids are gonna go out and trick or treat tomorrow night. He's gonna dress up as a skeleton.
Hmm. Huh. The metal says YouTube just randomly decided to boot me out and force me to sign back in again. Interesting. Lady Celtic Moon says, "Look behind your ear. I had a friend who draws, and that was where it was all the time." Yeah, seriously. I mean, I know it's somewhere, and it's usually in my pocket. But I felt my pockets, and it wasn't there. And then I looked over at my other table because I sometimes leave it there. It wasn't there, and then I said, I knew it's somewhere here around me, and I just put it down, and I'm not seeing it for whatever reason. And of course, it was right next to me, basically. It was just in a place I usually don't. Well, I guess I put it there sometimes. So. That's an interesting song. This is a much better song. Let's see. The memo says the old idiom: if it was a snake, it would have bit you. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If my pens were snakes, I'd be bitten 100 times over. Evan Hotep says, "Did you make this in OBS?" Yes, I did. I'm still trying to figure out OBS, but yeah, this live stream is streaming through OBS, and all the little funny, cool bits like there zipping across, and up there showing the number of watchers or viewers. That's all install OBS. So just watched a bunch of various YouTube videos this weekend, and just glean like bits of information, and then try to put it together into one live stream without making it look too cluttered. So I'm still working on it. Hopefully it'll get better as time goes on. It's just that I usually use StreamYards to stream with, but I used up all of the free hours that they allow on the free plan. So you're only allowed 20 hours per month. I used them all up. So in order to live stream, I needed to learn OBS. So that's what I'm doing. Evan Hotep says next up restream.io. Yeah, I was gonna actually try that tonight, but I don't have enough time to make sure everything works, or I didn't have enough time to make sure everything worked. But yeah, that is next. I want to be able to live stream on Facebook and YouTube at the same time, because most of the people I know are on Facebook. They don't really use YouTube. And I would love to be able to live stream me working, especially on a comic book, and just in general, just drawing, for people who know I draw, but they never have a chance to see me do it. So everything's looping. I'm sorry. It says Lady Celtic Moon. Lady Celtic Moon said, "What's looping?" I sort of stopped. So hold on. I'll be right back. Let me check. Right back. Yeah, I don't see anything necessarily wrong. Evan Hotep says might be the Google servers. I don't know. It might be. I just checked the sort of the innards of the stream, and it says that the stream strength is good. So I'm hoping that hopefully everything will continue to will stay stable. So I apologize for any hiccups that have happened. Evan Hotep says, I've been working on my overlay too. Yeah, cool. Yeah, me too. I just want to... I have some more work to do on it. I just want it to look smooth. Or at least the general look of the stream. I want it to look... I don't want to say professional, but, I just want it to look like... I want it to look like I know somewhat what I'm doing. I don't want it to look like a 5-year-old put together. I guess I should put it that way. The Metal says it's okay. That's okay. Doing it yourself through OBS is way better anyway. Yeah, I mean, I mean, there's a big part of me that's sort of like a do-it-yourselfer, in a sense. I don't like, well, I shouldn't say that I don't like. I do like having things made easy for me, but I also like knowing how things work and knowing how things are put together, so if something does go wrong, I'm still able to get around that and do it on my own, because I'm guessing that this will not be the last month that I run out of StreamYard hours, at least free hours, and I want to be able to live stream without relying on StreamYards or any other sort of pre-made program and you know, do it myself and maybe even do it better. I don't know. The one thing that I'm sort of hung up on and trying to figure out is how to have multiple people on a stream on using OBS. You know how StreamYard, you can have like, you know, 4, 5, 6 people on one live stream, you know, interacting with each other. How do you do that through OBS? That's what I have yet to figure out. I think I may have found a dagnabbit, my tablet's acting up. I think I may have found a YouTube video that explains it, but I'm not sure if that's the most efficient way to do it or not. So you gotta try it out, see what happens. Evan Hotep says Hangouts, but how does Hangouts? How do you incorporate Hangouts with OBS to make it so that you know, you can have separate windows for each person, and they can each talk at the same time. Window capture, says Evan Hotep. Metal says, yeah, just use any video call program and then have OBS pick up the program as a window capture. So do you have to have a window capture for each separate person? Is that what you're saying? And how do you designate each? Do you have to, during each live stream, do you have to reset it up? Do you have to set it up all over again for each live stream? That's the thing. Evan Hotep says, oh, what you'll need is Skype. So will I need Skype, or will everyone in the chat need Skype, or will it just be me? That's what I'm trying to... I'm probably gonna have to ask you guys like off. I'll probably have to discuss it with you guys like off stream, so you can walk me through it, because I'm someone who needs to. Whenever I watch a video on YouTube, I end up watching it like 20 times just to make sure that I understand what's going on, because it's hard for me to. The Metal says Hangouts won't let you have every video up at once. You'll need Skype. Darken Link says, oh, this is your At the Altar drawing. Yes, it is. I'm just inking it up and making it look better. Evan Hotep says you don't want to do that, but you will need the OBS NDI plugin. I don't want to do what? Everyone will need Skype. Ah, sheesh. And then you can make a Skype 1, Skype 2, Skype, etc. And then you can crop each one to fit around just that person's video. That sounds like a pain in the butt. That's the thing. It's like I don't. It's like way too much headache. Yeah, I got to think about it. Figure it out. Right now, it just seems like a lot of preparation, not just on my part, but on everyone's part that might want to be on my stream. I don't want to like invite someone to you know, be on my stream and then say, oh, first you have to download this, and then you have to set this up, and then they have to figure out how to do it and everything. It's just like, it's a hassle. Bullet says, rest in pepperoni, Jason. My heart weeps for your audio. Why? What's wrong with my audio? Is it going in and out? You need to let me know. If there's something wrong with the audio, let me know, because I hear my voice, but I can't hear how it's coming out in terms of the live stream. So please let me know. The Metal says it is a pain to look professional. Suffer for your art. Well, I'm already suffering for my art, but or we can use Raven Chat or Teen Titan Communicators. Evan Hotep says Skype is very resource intensive, but now that I think of it, it's about the same as StreamYard. Don't listen to Bullet. Um, has Discord updated to have all videos and a call up at once? Metal is correct. Oh, you're talking about it being a pain to look professional. Yeah. Yeah, it is, but it's... Alright. Yeah. Yep. Hitting the camera with my head. Yeah, you'll have to talk me through it later on. It's just hard enough for me to understand when I'm not distracted. When I'm drawing, it's like I'm not gonna I'm not gonna get any of this stuff straight. Hmm. Made another small mistake. Right. Hey, Evan. You have a good night. You take care. Thanks for your help and for your assistance. Um, and I'll probably be contacting you at some point in the future, you and or the metal, to get some more info on how to possibly add people to my live streams using OBS, because I'm easily confused. I'll probably be going back over this live stream to see what you guys had to say and trying to make it into filter it so it makes sense to me. Um, Evan Hotep says, I go night night now, but I like the sheen on that ticker. Yeah, thanks, Evan. Actually, that sheen that is a video file, and I downloaded that from a website that has sort of like graphics for live streaming, and I was like, oh, that looks cool. I'll use that. So, yeah, so it's working out pretty good so far. It's not too obnoxious. Bullet says, I look forward to future streams where you sigh a lot, so much so you start to sigh in French. They sigh. Yeah, I sigh a lot in my videos. I'm easily frustrated by my drawing. So, a lot of sighing. Huh. Let me see, where's my pencil? This one's good enough. It's good enough, it's good enough. Mel says, Hail Raven. Hail Raven. Dark and Link says, remember folks, Hail Raven. Bullet says, due to myriad of technical issues brought on by what is to come. Yes. Metal says, technical issues are inevitable even when you get good at the stuff. Yeah. I'm sure they are. Ah, there. Should I make it look like? Yeah, I'll do that. I'm trying to think of how should I make the shadow look? The shadows. And I think when the shadows are over his fur, I'm gonna make it look like fur. That'd be cool. Huh. see here. Alright. Ready for me to mess this up? Here we go. Here we go. John Pertwee. That's his name. The third Doctor's name is John Pertwee. Jon Pertwee. Oh my gosh, terrible. My brain is pickleizing with age. Sad thing is, the only way I remembered was trying to remember his son's name. The guy from Gotham, the guy who played Alfred on Gotham. I knew his son's first name was Sean. I was just trying to use that as a basis to get his last name. So I remembered it in a roundabout way. Let's see here. The only tricky part is make sure the fur goes in the same direction as his body. Directional fur. Alright. Ah, forgot. Doink, doink. Zimbo, how you doing? Sup? How you doing, Yash? Saw those pictures of Ralphie today. Pretty cool. Hope you're doing all right. How are things over in your neck of the woods, over in Washington? Hope you guys are being safe. I am just about done with this drawing. Hmm. Yash says, I just bought the Absolute Edition of Arkham Asylum. Have you read that? It's one of the best Batman stories. Yeah, I read it. I mean, I read it years ago when it first came out. When was that? Oh my gosh. I was in college. That's the late 80s. 1990 maybe. But yeah, I read it. Good book. Beautifully painted. I mean, it's a beautiful book, but I don't know. I never. It's a beautiful looking book. The story, I wasn't that crazy about. It was just kind of weird. But let's see. Yesterday is 1989. Okay, it's a creepy story, but I like that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's visually it's a very creepy book, but the story itself, I just didn't. I don't know. I've read better Batman stories. It didn't. I remember it mainly for the visuals. The story itself, it kind of felt. I don't know. It's hard for me to describe. But no, it's a good book though overall. Let's see, where is my pen? Oh, where's my pen? What's your favorite Batman stories? I mean, my favorite Batman stories are, like Batman Year One. I thought was really well done. I guess for me, if the art doesn't matter so much, but the story is, I still think the story is fantastic. To me, that makes a story stand out to me. I mean, Batman Year One had good artwork, but it wasn't nearly as good as Arkham Asylum. But the story for Year One stands out to me as being excellent, regardless of who drew it. Arkham Asylum, it's the art that carries that. I mean, if the art for Arkham Asylum wasn't as good as it is, I don't think that many people would be raving about it. I mean, the art carries that book, which is fine, but I just don't think the story is as strong as the art. So I say Year One is a really good Batman story. Another really good one is, if you haven't read it, is Birth of the Demon, which was written by, I think, Mike Barr, and it was drawn by Norm Brayfogle. It's a story of the origins of Ra's al Ghul. Very good Batman story. It's called Birth of the Demon. Another good one is written by Denny O'Neil. Um, when was this from? 1990, I think. No, sorry, it wasn't written by Denny O'Neil. It was written by Sam Hamm, the guy who wrote the 1989 Batman movie starring Michael Keaton. What's the name of that story? I think it's from Detective number 600, Detective Comics number 600, and it's drawn by Dennis Cohen. And it's written by Sam Hamm. Wish I could remember the name of the story, but it's very good. And even now, you know, what was it, 30 years later, it still comes to mind. I mean, that's the making of a good story. Long Halloween, I thought was stupid. Yes, says everyone seems to like the Long Halloween. I don't like it. I think it doesn't make any sense. I think it's a nonsensical story, and it just goes on and on and on with no. It's just, I think it's a poor story. I don't know why people love it, but I think it's weak. And the art turns me off. I mean, I know everyone like talks, you know, Tim Sale is a really sort of well-known artist, but I don't find his art appealing at all. But besides the art, just going by the story, I think the story's weak. I would not put that in the best Batman stories at all. Some of the Denny O'Neil stories from the 70s, 60s and 70s, drawn by Neil Adams, are very good. I would recommend you look at those as well. I mean, there are a number of great Batman. I mean, The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller, fantastic. The sequels stink, but the original Dark Knight Returns is a fantastic story. Really, really well done. So, I mean, there are a lot of good Batman stories out there. Alright, that's good. Court of Owls, that's very good too. That's a really good story. I have the trade paperbacks for that, and it's really well done. I recommend that as well. For a more recent Batman story, Court of Owls is good. So, like I said, I mean, there's so many good Batman stories. I mean, I'm sure I'm forgetting a lot of them. But they're out there. They're out there. Fix my glasses so I can see out of them. It's always helpful. Black Mirror. I've never read Black Mirror. I'm not familiar with it, so I could not say, I'm afraid. Ooh, oh, here it is. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Shoot fly. Don't bother me. Oops. Scott Schneider did Black Mirror. Yeah, yeah. I'm not familiar with. I don't know what the storyline is, so I couldn't. I can't comment on it. I have no idea. So, but the ones I mentioned are all very good stories, and they should keep you busy for a fair amount of time. But yeah, the Birth of the Demon, Court of Owls, Dark Knight Returns, which I'm sure you've read, um, uh, Batman Year One, um, that Detective comic story from Detective 600, which I can't remember, and it's killing me because it was well written. It was very well done. It done well. Um, so yeah, there are a bunch of books out there. Mm, huh. Hmm. All right. Hey, Lady Celtic Moon. You take care. Thanks for hanging out with me, spending your evening or part of your evening with me, and keeping me company. I really appreciate it. Hope you have a great night, and please, please take care of yourself. I hope your fever goes down, and that you are feeling better in the next few days. Um, Mel says, I only know the show and still never watched it. Oh, you mean you're talking about Batman? The Batman show? Of course, Death in the Family was great when Joker bludgeoned Robin. I wasn't crazy about that. I thought it was kind of dumb. It didn't make much sense to me, and I bought it around that time. I just thought it was a weak. The whole thing with the only reason they killed him is because people sort of called in to a phone number. Yeah, to me that's sort of a poor reason to kill off a character. I mean, they brought him back, but I just didn't find the storyline that compelling. It just seemed kind of dopey, and it sort of set the stage for later on the death of Superman, and all these other sort of deaths of comic book characters, where it's mainly done as an obvious money grab by the comic book companies. It's not like they have a good story to tell. It's just that they want to get people into the comic book store and spending money to buy these comics. So it doesn't usually make for great comic writing, and I don't think it did with the Death in the Family. Hey, Cross Comics is here. How you doing, Cross Comics? Rick Piper. How you doing? Good seeing you. Hope you're doing well. Up in frosty, it's probably not that frosty, Canada right now, or it might be. I don't know. I suppose it depends on your elevation, how high up you are. But I think this is done. This is Yogi Bear for the Comics Bear. So, well, it's not done yet. I need to make some corrections. So, I need to make a few corrections because I messed up a little. Cross Comics says, I am good. Good, I'm glad to hear that. Yesh says, Ultimatum killed off Wolverine and a bunch of others. It's gruesome. The art is fantastic, though, by David Finch. Yeah, David Finch is a great artist. Is this a commission? Yes, it is. It's a commission for the Comics Bear. And I just need to fix some mistakes that I made, and then I can sign it and mail it off to him tomorrow. Tomorrow, I love ya. Tomorrow. As you can see, the yummy Pro White, that nasty brown stuff is like sort of like the oil on top of your peanut butter jar when you open it. It's part of the paint. It means the paint needs to be mixed up again, but I'm too lazy to do that right now, so I'm just gonna dip it in the white part and then make my corrections. Put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Pearl White is still, this jar of Pearl White is still the best sort of correctional paint that I've seen. I've tried using those gel pens. They don't flow well, and then the white from them isn't opaque. It's like watery, and I kind of hate that. Whereas this Pearl White is pretty dang opaque. I mean, once I lay it down, it's like it's hard for me to. Okay, I can. Yeah, it's on there. Yeah. So once it's on there, you can't tell. Hey, 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 Babu! Let's go get our picnic basket. Yep, exactly. There's so many great cartoons when I was growing up. I'm so glad that I was like born and raised in the 70s and 80s. It was like the best time to be a kid. Now they don't have Saturday morning cartoons anymore. The cartoons they do have generally stink. You know, it's like, you know, we had Thundercats and Thundercats were cool. Kids today have Thundercats and Thundercats are garbage. It's like little, oh gosh, what is it called? Thundercats Go. It's like, it's just terrible. So Yogi Bear was cool. So anyway, this is done. Let me sign it. I'll sign him on the side here. There you go. 3/20/20. Bam. Yogi Bear. Hopefully Comics Forever will like it. Yesh says, yeah, TV has turned into complete crap. Yeah, that is true. So, Cross Comics says, so now that you're done with, guess you can finish your. Oh, dang it, you're killing me. Oh, you're right. I have to finish a drawing of Canadian Shield for Cross Comics. Oh boy. I'm gonna go to bed, but maybe I'll finish it now while he has me captive. Hold on, it's in my pile. I gotta dig through my pile. Wait, is it towards the top? I think I put it towards the top last time. Is it the next one? Yep, here it is. Found it. Found it. There it is. This is Canadian Shield. This is the character that Cross Comics created. Let me put this where I can find it. Yogi Bear. You're there. This drawing of Mila Jovovich I did. It's for sale if anyone wants it. Yeah, I started this for Cross Comics. It's mostly done, but I just need to do the background and stuff, so I'll finish it now. So, yeah. So I can get Cross Comics off my back. Yash says, that looks great. Hey, good, cool. Cross Comics says, I want to color it. He-Man was great too, says Yash. That's super cool. Canadian Shield. Yeah, I gave him a Mountie hat because he's Canadian, and everyone in Canada wears a Mountie hat. That's what I hear anyway. That's what I've been told. But yeah, Canadian Shield is in reality a Native American. Okay, Yeah, he's Native American because Canada is part of North America, so he's still Native American. He's an Indian from the 1800s who's been transported to the present through time. So it's pretty interesting concept, and it's still for sale, right? Right, Rick? It's available on Indiegogo. So if the metal's still here, um, could you put a link to the Canadian Shield on Indiegogo, so if anyone's interested, they could go and check it out and buy a copy? I'm sure that Cross Comics would greatly appreciate your patronage. Let's see. Um, Cross Comics says it's a variation on the Canadian Shield. No, this is the actual Canadian Shield. He should wear this hat all the time. That'd be awesome. Yosh says, did he say a lot? Is that a superpower? And he drinks a lot of beer. I've colored all the ones from the night that was on Drawn Core Fan Edition except yours and Dillard's. Yeah, because I haven't given this to you. Sorry. Like really, I've been really lax. But I will finish it now for you, and then I'll take 6 months to scan it in and then send it to you. Let's see here. Beer or maple syrup? He probably drinks beer mixed with maple syrup. He probably drinks maple syrup flavored beer. He probably drinks fermented maple syrup. That's probably his drink of choice. What time is it? It is 1:50. What time did I start? What time did I start? Uh, all right. I started almost 3 hours ago. 2 hours and 50 minutes ago. So I'll, I will I will stay up for your viewing pleasure to get Rick Piper his Canadian Shield. Maple Ale. Just look for Canadian Shield in comics on either Kickstarter or Indiegogo. I know I'm a pain. You're not a pain. No, I should have gotten this to you months ago, or at least a month ago, whenever we did that thing. So there's no problem, Rick. Don't worry about it. It just keeps on slipping my mind. It's just like, oh, I gotta draw this, and it's just like, oh shoot, I forgot to draw cross comics. Blah, 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 blah. And it's like, I feel guilty. And it's like, okay, I'll do it next, and I forget about it again. It's like, ah, dang it. Blah, 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 blah. So don't feel bad about reminding me if I forget to draw something for you. That is my fault, not yours. Let's see. I want to be able to draw like really detailed grass like Matthew Weldon does, but I can't do that. Matthew Weldon's like I always call him a mad genius because he's like really obsessive over like really like minor details that I kind of like. I'm just like, okay, whatever. You know, it's nice. But his artwork is so good. Ugh. But I will make an attempt to do something quasi Weldon-esque. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I may have to get up for a few minutes just to walk around because my body is it's telling me that it needs a little break. It needs a little walk around. All right. Let's see. Yesh asked, "Is he overly fake polite or really quiet and can't drive?" No, he's actually very polite in real life because he's an American Indian, and he's been asleep for over a century. So his politeness is not fake. It's genuine. I don't know if he can drive or not, but he flies, so he probably doesn't need to know how to drive. I also want to put it on your website under the fan art section. Need to put shield symbol on other boot. Okay, yeah. I'm doing that. I'm doing that, Rick. Leave me alone. You're so mean. Yes, says, are you drawing the entire Canadian Shield comic book? No, I'm not drawing any of it. This is just fan art. I was drawing this for Drawn and Quartered fan edition a little over a month ago, maybe it's 2 months ago, because we were highlighting Rick's comic book Canadian Shield, so we were all drawing the character, and I just never finished it, and I never sent it to Rick. But Rick is drawing the actual comic book. And then John Dillard is drawing an ash can associated with the comic book called The Buckler. So yeah, so it's written and drawn by Rick Piper, Cross Comics, and then John Dillard is drawing a sort of an ash can that's sort of associated with this character. Cross Comics says, I've drawn the first one and it is over half colored in the middle of drawing. Oh, and you're in the middle of drawing the second issue on his channel. So you can go to his Cross Comics channel to see him drawing the second issue. All right. All right. I am gonna step away for a few minutes to get a drink and stretch my legs, and then I will be back and I will finish this. Okay? So don't leave, everybody. I don't want to come back and find only Cross Comics here watching. You guys better not go anywhere. So I'll be right back. It won't be too long, but enjoy the Canadian Shield. Or, yeah. Enjoy Mila Jovovich killing zombies.
10 years ago, was released today from the federal penitentiary after serving 11 years with a 10 to life sentence. To this day, the $250,000 in gold bullion involved in the original crime has not been recovered. Police officials doubt the gold can be recovered, pointing out that should the gold be found by traffic, the insurance company would have the first claim. $250,000 in gold, and this guy used to be a pilot. Hey, I'd like to meet this guy.
Okie dokie. I'm back. Had to get a snack and a stretch. Stretch and a snack. You guys ask what's an ash can? Bullet station, put cigarette butts out on it. Yeah. Blah. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. Who was that? That was Hootie the Owl or something. Anyway, Simo says, I don't think Mila Jovovich's butt is actually that good in real life, unfortunately. That's okay. I like to think it is. I like to imagine it is. I don't know what it is about her. She's extremely attractive. It's like she doesn't have much of a bosom. She doesn't have much of a butt, but there's something about Mila Jovovich that is extremely appealing. And I do not know what it is. Yoshi says the Canadian Shield is built like me. He's cool. Cross Comic says if you get this to me before Friday, I will cover it live, digital on my on my channel. Okay, cool. Sorry for getting your name wrong. Getting my name wrong. Or maybe you're talking to someone else. Alright. While you're gone, called you James and not Jason. That's okay. That's fine. A lot of people do that. I'm not sure why. Not sure why. Yosh says combine them into Jameson. Yeah, just call me J. Jonah. Although I'm not quite as mean as him. Cross Comics says this is the Canadian Shield doing an ad to join the Mounties. That'd be awesome. Do the Mounties still exist? I guess they do. I'm sure they've updated their equipment. They probably don't ride horse. Well, maybe they do. I don't know. Do they? You have to let us know, Rick. Do the Mounties still exist? And if so, do they still wear the cool hats and ride horses? Or do they drive around in jeeps with submachine guns? Are they modernized? The Metal says my impression of Mounties will always be Dudley Do-Right. Same with mine. Seriously, Dudley Do-Right is probably the best promotion the Mounties ever had. Yash says Ghost Rider is cool. I'm just getting into reading his stuff. Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends on which version of Ghost Rider. I'm more of a fan of the original Ghost Rider. I never really got into the '90s stuff. It just never really interested me. Zimbo asks, "You mean the Kirby Ghost Rider or the Ghost Rider on horse?" I'm talking about the one from the '70s. You know, the first motorcycle Ghost Rider, not the Western character. Cross Comics says yes, they still exist. Mounties is short for Royal Mounted Canadian Mounted Police. They just ride horses for show now. They are our feds. Okay, so the Mounties are G-men now. Hopefully, I don't know. The Mounties have a reputation for being trustworthy. I don't know if feds are necessarily trustworthy. Hmm. Hmm. Sorry. Sorry. I may not finish this tonight, Rick. My body is shutting down. But if I don't, I'm probably not going to finish it tonight, but I will finish it this week, and scan it in to send to you, so you can color it. Oh. A little frustrating. It's not. It's not doing what I want. All right. Okay, I think I'm gonna. I think it's better if I stop here because I have a feeling that if I try to keep going, I'm gonna mess up. And I don't want to do that with this drawing. So I'm gonna stop here for now. Let's see. Oop. Get up and come on. Dead gum. Stay. You guys see that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if you can. Cross Comics says it is looking great. Well, all I have to do is just the mountains and some clouds in the background, then it'll be done, and then a little grass here, right there. So that's almost there. It's just gotta finish it. So sorry it's taking so long, Rick. I apologize, but I want to thank everybody for watching, for hanging out this long. It's been over 3 hours. How long has it been? And it started at 11. 11. Let's see. 11. 12, 1, 2, so 3 hours, 20 minutes maybe. But thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate it. As a little sign at the bottom says down here somewhere, Jason Robinson, illustration by design. I draw comics and cartoon characters and stuff. But yeah, if you haven't already, please give this live stream a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. Make sure to hit the bell for notifications of future videos next time I live stream. And if you have not done so as yet, or even if you have done so, please go to www.secret-comics.com and buy a copy or 5 of my comic book, the comic book that I am currently illustrating. It is a horror anthology, and there are only, I believe, 42 or 43 days left to purchase it. And once the campaign ends on May 12th, that's it. You won't be able to buy any more copies. And the only way we'll be able to print the book, to publish the book, is if we're funded to our $6,000 goal. Yeah, we need all of your support to fund the book and help us reach $6,000. What is it at right now? I have no idea. Hold on one second. Let me check. Okay. All right. Cool. We've gotten some backers, which is awesome. Very cool. When I started the live stream, it was at $2,077, and now we're at $2,118. So we're a little closer. Yeah, so thank you to everyone who has contributed so far and has been supporting the book and has been sharing the link out to social media and stuff, because I really appreciate it. We really need it, and we're going to need a lot more support in order to get the book up to $6,000 within a little over a month. And I think at 12 or 13 days, we're going to be at the halfway point to reaching to getting to May 12th, and it would be great if we could reach the halfway point in terms of our funding by that point. You know, we have 13 days until we have 30 days left, and so it'd be cool if we could reach $3,000 within, you know, within 13 or 12 days, 12 or 13 days. So yeah, so anything you guys can help to help get us there will be greatly appreciated. Like I said, we can't do it without your help, and you know, we're sort of just relying on you know, you believing in our ability to get the book out to get us over the top. So you know, again, if you haven't already, please support the book. Either financially by buying a copy, or just by sharing it out, sharing the link out to people and letting people know that the book exists. So, but anyway, I'm gonna let you guys get going. Thank you again for your time. Bullet says, "Are you gonna go on Malin's show, etc.?" I don't know if we're gonna go on John Malin's show, just because of the way that Malin and Ethan have treated Nasser over the past year or so. Nasser really doesn't want to have to deal with them. I mean, it'd be great if we, I guess, in a sense, you know, if we could, but I think Nasser and I both know that Malin would treat Nasser pretty badly if he went on a show, and Nasser doesn't want to have to go through that sort of abuse just to fund his book. You know, it's not worth it. So, but I think we can fund the book without having to sort of demean ourselves or undergo abuse or anything like that. So hopefully, you know, everyone, you know, you guys will prove me right and show that, you know, you don't have to grovel to on Ethan's stream or John Malin's stream in order to fund a book. So, but anyway, I just want to thank all of you for your time, your patience, and I will see you probably tomorrow. I'll probably do this off screen, but I'll probably be back tomorrow, or rather today, and do another live stream and get all that stuff done. So I'm not sure what I'm going to be working on. Probably more of the comic book. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, my brain's dying. I'll let you guys go. Have a good night. Stay out of trouble. Don't let Corona get you. Be safe, and have a fantastic evening. Bye-bye.